What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all very much. I hope that you're ready to have a great Wednesday. Hope you had a great Tuesday. It was that summer solstice, and the sun reached that highest point on the ecliptic in the north in Cancer. And one thing that does mean is that we've reached the peak of the sun, and it does start to get darker every day. Does that mean anything? Maybe. There's a lot of crazy transits coming for the rest of this year, but it's also that we've kind of reached the peak here of realizing a lot of lessons and a lot of things that we're trying to emotionally build off. So if you had like an intense Cancer season initiation, these are important things. Taking this foundation and building them forward is very important. Also, if you have not, please do sign up for my school, the Beginner to Reader Astrology School. It's starting July 1st. Super excited for this. There's a link in the description below. On my Instagram, there's a link tree, or you can visit my website, www.fixedairmoon.com. 6-week course every Friday. So far, it's looking like 4 o'clock. That might change. If it does, I'll definitely be sending an email out or letting people know. But as of now, it's going to be every Friday around that 4 o'clock time. Probably at it. I'm an on-time person. I got Saturn in Capricorn. I'll let you guys know, and I'll be there. Super excited. Thanks for everybody that has signed up. And if you haven't signed up, it's only $100 for a lot of content. We're going to go through the basics all the way to the most advanced things that I do. Just looking at astrology, reading it, whether it's mundane, to sun signs, to archetypes, to everything. I'm going to go into everything I know. I don't even know. I was thinking like 3 hours a class. It might go longer. It's going to go as long as it needs to go, and I might even add a class on if I feel like I have to. I don't know, but I want to leave you guys all feeling like through this course, you learned enough that you feel confident doing astrology professionally, for other people, in your own life, for relationships, whatever it may be. This course is to get you on that level where you're reading and feeling confident. So sign up, check it out. It's going to be a good time. I'm stoked for it. All right. Let's take a look at this Wednesday's astrology. We have the sun at 1 degree of Cancer. It is Mercury Day. And, well, we have Mercury meeting with Aldebaran. This is God's, commander right here, Archangel Michael, meeting with this dignified Mercury. And it is the final day that we're going to see Venus in its dignification of Taurus. So at about 5:45 p.m. on the West Coast, we're going to see that Venus ingress into 0 Gemini, where we had the sun cazimi with Mercury. A lot happened. March, what was that? May 21st. I always get March and May mixed up for some reason. It's the M's. But we're going to see that. So a lot of things over the last couple, really the last month here are about to come back into our values, come back into our relationships. But it is this last sensual, sultry day of Venus and Taurus. And it's about getting comfortable with the values that have presented themselves. Venus went through a lot in here, squared Saturn, trined Pluto. It met with Uranus. It met with the North Node. A lot has happened with relationships. A lot has happened with your evolution of your self-worth with this transit. And it's now about finding the relationships that match that frequency on a twin-like level. Remember, Gemini is the twins. We're also talking about the Lover's card in tarot. So, it's wild kind of thinking about it. We've had a lot of big Venus transits in Gemini. If you think about the retrograde in 2020, even Mars is coming into retrograde at the end of this year in Gemini. This is almost this final step here of finding a lot of that twin-like energy, finding a lot of the ways we want to communicate our values, how we want to express our self-worth, and it goes back and forth. So it's like that banter is getting ready to come when it meets up with that. But our minds with Archangel Michael, it's definitely a time to get down to the truth, to get critical. This is the nakshatra of Kritika in this area here. So think about all the things that you need to be, critical and slice through in your life right now so that you can build these better foundations, use your intuition, and really get your mind on the same page as your emotions. This is like trying to sync things up so that your values and the evolution you've made can move forward with where you're ultimately going in this big new story of yourself and your identity. And that moon, of course, in Aries, it's going to meet with Mars today. So it's definitely, there's a pressure to push here. There's a pressure in our personal lives to make things happen. It can almost be a little harsh, can be a little angry, especially if you've been suppressing emotion right now. Like, there's a lot of talks that are about to come. A lot of truths about to come out. Like, if things haven't been transparent, they're at a point where everything's getting kind of thrown out. Everything's getting cut away that isn't of the truth in our lives. And it's showing where it doesn't match your value system, where you haven't taken that next step into your personal way of relating to yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, a lot of that. And it's like, if you want to go on this journey and you want to press, you got to be able to put it out there and to not get angry about feelings. I think feelings do come up big, but to understand them, I think it's an emotional, intelligence that's very important today, so that we're not putting our emotions into just places that make us upset or get us all worked up, but to really, use the emotion constructively for truth about where you're trying to go in your life, who you're trying to go with in life. Are they on the same page? Or are things just kind of naturally, in evolution, kind of going separate ways? It's not about right or wrong. This is about just making emotional and just, personal decisions in your life that match where you're going, and to feel comfortable with where you're going. I know that's hard because it's that time with Saturn now back at 24 degrees right on my moon. How nice of Saturn to come back and sit on my moon at 24 Aquarius. But it's definitely that time to look at things very objectively, look at our personal lives objectively. The moon is going to sextile that Saturn. Mars is starting to sextile that Saturn. A lot of this is about getting serious about this journey that you are on, this way that you're trying to pioneer your life that matches with your values, and be able to express that. And, I don't think the blocks are going to be up today. I think it's kind of full range. Like, there can be a lot of emotional vomiting, I'll be honest. Like, it can be a lot of that, but how do you use that in a way that's actually taking you more towards your truth, not towards anger, not towards resentment, but, looking at the facts and being objective and being honest. And the more honest you are and the more you are moving forward, the more you're going to illuminate this foundation of this journey that you are on right now. And that will bring comfort, and that will bring self-empowerment. And that's really what we're going for right now, is like an emotional courage to press forward and really start to connect to your values and the presence that you want to uphold. I guess I could put my face in here. I usually do, but for some reason I didn't this time. So, Saturn at 24, Pluto at 27, there's definitely these big shifts. We're going to start to feel these. The nodes moved. We've been kind of in this stationary zone with the nodes, Saturn and Pluto, for a while now. Things are starting to get worked out. So it's about taking that inner realization of your values and working through them. And, it's not necessarily backpedaling, but it's covering your bases of what is of your truth, what is of your foundation, what is, really how your relationship to yourself. It took that step, like I said. So are you building a life around that? Or are you getting sucked back into going backwards into whatever the past was, whatever we were raised on, whatever we were programmed into? Like, a lot of deprogramming has happened, especially over the last year with Pluto at these late degrees of Capricorn. So Saturn's been trying to help with that. Don't go backwards. Keep looking at the pieces of how you can keep going forward. So definitely, a lot of energy is trying to move here. A lot of cardinal is in the chart, and a lot of mutability too. It's really just Saturn and Uranus, which are getting tighter in a square in fixed signs. Venus will be in a fixed sign for half the time, the nodes, of course, but there is like a release here to make changes for the initiation of life. So think about where your rocket ship is going right now and covering all the bases in your life to get you on that direct line to where that rocket ship's going without feeling like you need to refuel or, figure things out. Like, just impulse is so important. And that moon will finish off the day with the square over to Pluto. So I think that this is one of those days where there's definitely a big emotional transformation. And if you're willing to release things and not hold some, grudge or anger or manipulation over some situation that's out of your control, you're going to find that so much of the news story is really showing up right in front of your face, and it's up for you. It's up for grabs. Like, just go take it, go grab it. But it takes you putting in that effort to do so and really staying in a place of understanding your values, understanding your connections in life, the tribe that you're looking for, and letting, God here with Mercury on Aldebaran in, Critica, like, let stuff get cut away. Critica is sharp. So there really is a cutting away of a lot of aspects in our life that don't hold value for where we're going. And we can feel very emotional about that, or, one way or the other. Can't get so tied up in these emotions that we want to hold on to. Remember, it's good to create right now and not just to obsess. So there is this need to almost want to be obsessive compulsive about things that are out of our control, when it's like, what have we been trying to hold on? What are we really trying to hold on to right now that's, halting our own growth personally? And I think if we can ask that question and cut to it and get to the bottom of it, the truth is right there, and you can make the changes you need to keep you stimulated for what is being created, for the right relationships, twin-like energy, and a really good expression of all those things. So, sending you all my best, as always. It's early. I wonder if there's people in here. There's people in the chat. Oh, my Pisces friend with a donation. You're so sweet. Thank you for donating. What's up, Michelle? Queen of Wands. Queenie Stephenson. What's up, everybody? It's nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Making wings out of black goop. Nectar Ascension Arts. What up? Did my camera just turn off? I lost camera. Oh my gosh. How embarrassing. Oh, did I? Hold on one second. I think I know what I did. I was wondering what my foot was playing with under my desk, and it was the battery pack to my dummy battery for my camera, and I totally pulled that out. Silly. Anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Definitely a very emotionally charged entry into Cancer season with this Aries moon. But it's power at its finest. So, a lot of aspects in our personal life are really starting to move forward. And that's a good thing, It's a good thing. Card for the day. 5 of Swords in reverse. Being able to, I think, express any situations that are conflicted or needing to have talks, like, those are important, and they're not worth shying away from. It's definitely worth communicating things right now, especially because your value's gone through this evolution and this transformation. Like, this is the last time we're going to see Venus in Taurus trine this Pluto. Especially retrograde at 28 degrees. So it's definitely a transformation of our own values and where we're taking those, and, how far they're going to get us, and, putting effort into the the really solid things and letting go of the things that aren't solid so that we can make those quick changes. Expressing needs is going to be very important today. Like I said, it could feel like an emotional vomit, if you will. Temperance, upright. Yeah, there's a divine flow that's definitely trying to show you the beauty and the connectedness of all things. And, I don't think we need to just like rush things. I think there's a divine flow where things are going to show up and you can respond to it accordingly. I think we can feel an impulsive need to just kind of maybe just, try and create conflict, but it's like, don't, avoid conflict, don't create conflict, like have the necessary interactions when they present themselves, like be present now and things will work out just fine. And the Ace of Swords in reverse. Kind of just gets a gnarly reflection. Anyways. It's an interesting way to look at that, right? Even this card, it's hard to see, but it's really just this hand grabbing the blade of the sword, but it's reversed. So like there's a lot of sharpness in the air right now that can leave us almost emotionally vulnerable and mentally vulnerable, but we're also realizing too with Mercury on Archangel Michael, Aldebaran here, in opposition to Antares, that, we got to cut some darkness out of our lives and like really go towards the truth. And it's almost painful in some ways to get us there. But like by doing that, we are starting new stories. We're getting these really amazing downloads and understandings. And, it's just time to be on it, to be sharp within yourself. And it's like, if you're sharp, nothing will cut you because you're sharper than everything else that's showing up. Love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Wednesday. Please do, if you have not, sign up for my astrology course. It starts July 1st, and we're going to go from the basics all the way to the most advanced stuff. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited for all the people that have bought so far. And if you haven't, it's $100, killer deal, lots of content. It's going to be like 20 hours of content for $100, all the things. We're going to hit so many different layers. So check it out. And I will see you all mañana. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Much love. Peace.